Book summary: The Five Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman. Introduction: The Five Love Languages by Gary Chapman is a groundbreaking relationship guide that explores the nature of love and how people give and receive it differently. Published initially in 1992, the book has since become seminal work in the field of relationship counseling and personal development. Gary Chapman, seasoned marriage counselor and pastor, discovered through decades of counseling that couples often struggle not because they don't love each other, but because they express and interpret love in fundamentally different ways. The book's central thesis is that understanding and speaking your partner's love language is essential to creating lasting love and emotional intimacy. Chapman identifies 5 primary love languages, distinct modes by which individuals express and experience love. The book is part practical guide, part psychological insight, and part collection of real-world examples that illustrate common relationship challenges and solutions. Unlike many relationship books that are purely theoretical, The Five Love Languages offers readers concrete tools to assess their own love languages and those of their partners, along with practical advice for meeting each other's emotional needs. The Emotional Love Tank, the Foundation of Love. Chapman opens the book by introducing the metaphor of the emotional love tank. He posits that every person has an emotional tank that must be filled with love for them to feel secure and happy. When the tank is full, individuals feel valued, safe, and connected. When it's empty, they feel lonely, neglected, and emotionally starved. The challenge in relationships is that people often have different ways of filling tanks. What makes one person feel loved may not have the same effect on another. Thus, couples frequently express love in the language they understand best, assuming their partner interprets it similarly. This miscommunication can lead to frustration and conflict. Chapman's solution is simple but profound. To maintain healthy and lasting relationship, partners must learn to identify and speak each other's primary love languages. The 5 love languages. An overview. Chapman categorizes love expressions into 5 distinct languages: words of affirmation, acts of service, receiving gifts, quality time, physical touch. Each chapter of the book is dedicated to exploring one love language in depth, explaining its characteristics, manifestations, and the emotional impact on those who prefer it. 1. Words of affirmation. For people whose primary love language is words of affirmation, verbal expressions of love and appreciation are paramount. These individuals thrive on compliments, encouraging words, and verbal recognition. Phrases like, "I love you," "that you did a great job," or "you look wonderful," or more than just nice things to say. They are essential emotional nourishment. Chapman explains that words can build up or tear down. Criticism, sarcasm, or neglect can deeply wound those who rely on words of affirmation to feel love. This love language includes spoken words, but also written notes, texts, or any verbal affirmation. Key takeaway: to speak this love language, 1. Be mindful of offering genuine praise, appreciation, and encouragement regularly. 2. Acts of service. Acts of service refers to showing love by doing things that ease the burden or meet practical needs for your partner. These can include cooking meal, cleaning the house, running errands, or handling chores without being asked. For those who speak this love language, actions speak louder than words. Partners' willingness to take on tasks or help out demonstrates love and commitment. Chapman stresses that it's important that these acts are done willingly and lovingly. Begrudgingly, the emotional impact depends on the intention behind the action. Key takeaway: learning this love language means being attentive to ways to help your partner and following through consistently. 3. Receiving gifts. This love language is often misunderstood as materialism, but Chapman clarifies that for many people, receiving thoughtful gift is a tangible symbol of love. The gift represents that the giver was thinking about the recipient, took time to choose something meaningful, or made an effort. It's not the price tag that matters, but the thoughtfulness and effort behind the gift. Even simple flower picked from the garden or handmade card can fulfill this language if it expresses care and attention. Key takeaway: speak this language, focus on thoughtful, meaningful gifts that communicate love rather than luxury or expense. Or quality time. Quality time means giving someone your undivided attention. For people with this love language, shared moments, whether in conversation, activities, or simply being together, are the ultimate expression of love. Chapman highlights that distractions such as phones, TV, or multitasking reduce the effectiveness of quality time. It's about presence, connection, and engagement. This love language often involves meaningful conversations, doing together, or simply enjoying each other's company. Key takeaway: to speak this language, prioritize focused time together without distractions, showing genuine interest and engagement. 5. Physical touch. Physical touch includes hugs, holding hands, kissing, and other forms of physical closeness that convey affection and security. For people who prefer this love language, touch is a vital way to feel connected and loved. Chapman emphasizes that physical touch is not limited to sexual intimacy. It can be casual and comforting, such as hand on the shoulder or gentle squeeze of the hand. The absence of physical touch can leave these individuals feeling unloved or emotionally distant. Key takeaway: speak this language, be attentive to the need for physical closeness, whether casual or intimate, appropriate to your relationship. Applying the love languages. Discovering and speaking your partner's language. Significant portion of the book is dedicated to helping readers discover their own love language and that of their partners. Chapman includes simple questionnaire that readers can use to identify which of the 5 languages resonates most with them. Once couples understand their primary love languages, the challenge becomes to speak the partner's language consistently. This may require effort, patience, and stepping outside one's natural tendencies. For example, a person whose primary language is words of affirmation may find it difficult to show love through acts of service or physical touch, but doing so can transform their relationship. Chapman discusses common scenarios where mismatched love languages create misunderstanding. For example, a wife whose primary language is quality time may feel ignored if her husband focuses on acts of service. He may think he is showing love by fixing things around the house while she just wants his attention and conversation. The book offers practical advice on how to bridge these gaps, emphasizing empathy, awareness, and intentionality. The role of love languages in conflict and forgiveness. Chapman also explores how understanding love languages can help resolve conflicts. When partners feel unloved, they may act out or withdraw, causing a cycle of negativity. Recognizing the emotional needs beneath conflict can help couples de-escalate arguments. Moreover, the book discusses how love languages play a crucial role in forgiveness. Acts that express partners' love in recognizable language can restore trust and emotional security after hurt or betrayal. Love languages beyond romantic relationships. Though the book focuses primarily on marriage and romantic partnerships, Chapman notes that love languages also apply in other relationships. Between parents and children, friends, and even colleagues. For example, understanding child's love language can improve parenting and foster emotional security. He also mentions how singles can benefit by recognizing their own emotional needs, improve self-awareness, and preparing for future relationships. Case studies and real-life examples. Throughout the book, Chapman weaves in numerous case studies from his counseling practice. These real-life stories illuminate how love languages work in practice and the types of problems they solve. One couple's years of silent resentment were resolved once they discovered their mismatched languages. Words of affirmation versus acts of service. Another story tells of a husband who thought his wife didn't appreciate him because he never said, "I love you," but she expressed love by cooking and cleaning, her language of acts of service. Man felt unloved because his wife never gave him gifts, while she felt overwhelmed by his need for frequent physical touch. These examples provide both empathy and practical insights, showing readers that relationship struggles are common and often solvable through intentional communication. Writing style and accessibility. Chapman's writing is clear, warm, and conversational. He writes with the compassion of counselor and the simplicity of teacher, making complex emotional concepts accessible to a broad audience. The tone is optimistic and encouraging, aimed at empowering readers to take control of their emotional lives. The book is structured logically, with each chapter building on the previous one. The inclusion of quizzes, checklists, and reflection questions makes it interactive and practical. Impact and legacy. The 5 love languages has had lasting impact on how people understand love and relationships. Its influence extends beyond individual couples into counseling, education, and popular culture. The concept of love languages is now common in media, therapy, and everyday conversations about love. Chapman's work has inspired numerous spin-offs and adaptations, including versions for children, singles, and workplace relationships. The book's ideas have been integrated into religious counseling and secular therapy alike. Critiques and limitations. While widely praised, the book is not without critiques. Some argue the framework oversimplifies the complexity of human emotions and relationships. The book's assumptions often reflect traditional heteronormative views of marriage. Chapman's religious background influences the text, which may not resonate with all readers. The book doesn't deeply address issues such as abuse, trauma, or mental illness, where love languages may not suffice. Despite these limitations, the book's practical wisdom and empathetic approach continue to make it relevant. Inclusion. The Five Love Languages, The Secret to Love That Lasts by Gary Chapman remains a vital resource for anyone seeking to deepen emotional intimacy and improve their relationships. Its core insight, that love is best expressed in ways that others can understand and receive, offers clear path out of common relational pitfalls. By learning to identify and speak your partner's love language, you build a foundation of mutual respect, understanding, and emotional security. Chapman's practical tools, empathetic tone, and relatable examples make this book not only informative, but also transformative. Whether you are newly dating, married for decades, or looking to strengthen any kind of emotional bond, The Five Love Languages provides timeless wisdom on how to truly connect and keep love alive.